Today we're talking about how to make infused vinegars for cleaning. Okay, so to start off, I'm showing you everything that I'm going to be using here today. I have vinegar, mason jars that I got at the Dollar Tree, limes, lemons, a grapefruit, and I have mint and rosemary. Now, when you are looking at the citrus that you are going to use for your infused vinegars, do not use anything that has mold, that is going bad. As you see here, I'm showing you an orange that I had that I could have used, but I chose not to because it is going moldy. The reason you don't want to use moldy fruit is because this is a vinegar, so you do have the option of actually eating this. This is edible, and if you are going to use this in a salad or if you're just going to consume it in any way, you just want to make sure that all your ingredients are as clean and healthy as possible. So what I'm doing here is that I'm taking the peels or the rinds of the citrus. Here I'm starting with lemon, and what I'm doing is just placing them in the mason jar. Super simple. You don't want any of the fruit in this. We are exclusively using the oils of the citrus. So when you use your citrus, make sure that there's no fruit or any of the juices, the citrus juices attached that are going inside of your mason jar. So then what you want to do is just fill the entire container up with vinegar. As you can see here, I'm using the Big Mama Jamba size vinegar from BJ's or Costco, and I usually make these concoctions when I go to BJ's or Costco so I can get the big vinegar. I love to use vinegar for cleaning, for laundry, all types of purposes. You guys know vinegar is my OG, and we're just going to fill this up to start the fermentation process, if you will, of the citrus being infused into the white vinegar. Once we have that ready to go, we're just going to put our lids on, make sure that they are nice and tight, give it a little shake if you want, if it makes you feel better, and we are ready to go. Now, the lemon vinegar concoction from before was just the most basic recipe I use for cleaning, eating, whatever it may be. It is just lemon with vinegar. The next one that I'm going to show you is lime and mint. And lime has many of the same properties that lemon has, as well as the mint. Antibacterial, antiviral, it smells great, and it helps control insects inside of your home. So right now in Florida, I am having a little bit of an ant problem with ants walking around the countertop and just making a whole bunch of ant hills in my backyard. So this one specifically, I am going to use for the countertops to try to abate that problem of the spiders and ants and just all those creepy crawlies that we don't want around in our kitchen. The process stays the same, you guys. We are still going to continue putting in our ingredients into mason jars and filling the mason jars up with vinegar. Nothing has changed about the process. This is really where you get to be creative and just see what works for you, what you enjoy best, what your needs are, and how you can address those needs in a more organic and holistic, non-toxic way, I guess we can say, that is going to be safer and healthier for your family. This also helps reduce waste. How many times haven't you bought any kind of herb that you think you're going to use the entire thing and you don't? This happens. We make mojitos. We did not use all of the mint and it was starting to go bad, but it was still good, as you see here in the jar. So I knew that we weren't going to have any mojitos coming up soon, so I decided to put them inside of the vinegar instead. So win-win. So this next one, I am going to be completely honest and let you know that I am doing this for YouTube. We did have a grapefruit, but I am not a fan of grapefruit. I just think it smells like armpits. I don't really enjoy it, but we did have it, so I said, you know what, I'm going to show another method here, or another formula, I guess we can say, of how to make this. So it's grapefruit and rosemary, and again, this is personal preference. It's not my personal preference. It's not that it smells bad or that it does anything bad. It's just that it is not my favorite. I just don't like the scent. I don't like the scent with anything that's grapefruit scented. It doesn't matter if it's homemade, if it's fake grapefruit and it's just formulated to smell like it. I do not enjoy it. but it's still a good one to have, and it looks very pretty. It leaves kind of a pinkish vinegar at the end. So this is another option that I wanted to show you just because for your display it does look really pretty and it leaves a pretty pink vinegar. Here we have our 3 vinegar mixes, and this is what they look like on day 1. We have just put in all of the ingredients. So here's what your vinegar will look like after 2 weeks of just letting it sit there and do its thing. You can see that the vinegar is no longer clear because it's now infused with the lemon oils. Here is what we're going to need to make our cleaner. So we are going to need our spray bottle that we're going to put our vinegar into. We're going to need a funnel, and we're also going to need kind of a mesh strainer gadget. I forget what it's called right now, but it's a mesh strainer. We don't want any of the peels going into our container, and depending on how open the mouth is on the container that you're putting this vinegar into, some of those peels might fall in there, and we don't want that. We just want the plain liquid at this point. So for this, I am only going to be showing the lemon one. I am going to be unboxing or unjarring the lemon one because this is the only one that I need right now, and I don't want to use up my other mixes without having to use them up. So what you're going to do is just simply unjar this. There is a method for when you're using these jars that I have found to be the most useful for me, and that is taking the funnel and placing it inside of your spray jar, and then with one hand kind of holding the strainer and the funnel together, just like I'm doing here to just kind of stabilize everything. And then we're going to dump our liquid inside of the strainer that is then going to catch all of the peels. As you see here, it did catch all of my peels and leave us with this beautiful golden liquid. For my everyday cleaner, I just use this vinegar, 1 part vinegar to 1 part water, plain water, and I also added 20 drops of tea tree oil for additional disinfectant, antiviral properties, all of that good stuff. And I'm using this on my countertop as you see here. Something extremely important to note is that this is highly acidic, and if you have granite or natural stone countertops, this will erode your countertop. So do not use this on marble, granite, quartz, any of those natural stone countertops. Right now there is only laminate here, so this is fine to use on top of the laminate because it's not a natural stone. It's essentially plastic. So there you have it, guys. That is how I make my infused vinegars for cleaning. I hope that this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will answer every single comment or question that you leave me. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me a lot and it lets me know what videos to make next. Also, if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe so that I can see you here next time I upload. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.